Pum,
Ghetto's
pum,
back
pum, pum,
again.
pum,
It's
pum, 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 pum,
LTTL.
pum,
Let's
pum,
toast to
pum, pum,
life.
pum, pum,
Anu
pum,
and
pum,
Lola
pum, pum, pum,
every
pum, pum, pum,
Tuesday,
pum, pum,
giving
pum,
you nice
pum, pum,
topics
pum,
from
pum, pum, pum,
relationship
pum, pum,
to
pum, pum,
self
pum, pum,
development
pum,
to
pum, pum, pum.
everything. Okay, hello everyone.
You guys, you can almost tell that my lips, it means more for the lips to fall down.
Wow. Okay, but
Uh,
anyways, you don't believe in my
rapping,
rapping game, but
You know that
it's fine.
when I was growing up in secondary school,
Yeah.
I wanted to be a rapper, amongst other things.
Okay.
Like, I used to listen to rap songs from all these Eminem, Busta Rhymes,
Okay.
Lil Wayne, I think Kid Cudi, like all those people in the
Hip hop.
world, Kanye West. That
Okay.
was my
Jay Z.
Jay-Z and so on until God delivered me. I think then knowing that okay, I cannot rap like the world, and I started loving Lecrae.
Lecrae.
So
Mhm.
Lecrae is like the Lecrae and Demino. I think these two are the only artists that I listen to. Let me say listened to because right now I'm not really listening to rap as much, obviously. But yeah, that brought back memories of my time.
Can you drop us some rap some lines?
So there were rap songs that I memorized. There's this one that my brothers and I used to listen to. I can't even tell you the origin, but I'll just rap one of those.
Okay.
When I start, just give me the beat. Tun, 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 tun. Okay?
Okay.
Tun, 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 tun.
Okay. Dun
One.
dun dun
Uh-huh.
dun 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 dun
Hey,
dun
I'm
dun
getting chilly
dun
down and
dun
pillar. You all
dun
know with my
dun
child
dun
doing much Asian
dun
as the
dun
marina
dun
has to get
dun
down. You
dun
see,
dun
I get
dun
electric when
dun
I'm flying my
dun
kite. I'm
dun
getting
dun
bigger and the
dun
trigger
dun
pop up in
dun
the
dun
gunfight.
dun
Tommy
dun
P's gonna
dun
kick some common
dun
sense,
dun
running
dun
up on the mini
dun
mentor
dun
taking on
dun
the
dun
offense. The
dun
sun is
dun
rising at the
dun
sign of I'm
dun dun
ascendant. Step
dun
up to the
dun
base, we
dun
declare our
dun dun
independence.
dun.
Hey,
Come on now.
child, I've made a career out of it.
My dear,
It's not too
it's not
late,
too late
Abby.
to let's open label.
Honestly.
Lollipopping.
On the wheels of steel. That was my
Eh, lollipoppy
lolly popping on the wheels of
on the wheels of
steel.
steel. My God.
Chum. Okay, so that's aside.
How you guys
This is
doing?
another side of me that's in fact another side of us that you guys don't know. So yeah.
Yeah, I hope everyone is doing very well. So myself and Lola were watching a documentary on YouTube. The title of the documentary was, if I can remember, Skip House, something like that. So like
Showing the smallest
showing the
houses
smallest
in
houses in
London.
London. Yeah,
Something like
showing
that.
something like that. And while we watched, we saw the video recording of one of those tiny houses, and it's called the Skip House. So essentially, this guy creates houses, but this we watched was a created one. So it takes a waste disposal container that everyone sees, and then he converts it into a small house. And he has been living in that house for about 3 years now. And as we watched it, we just thought about it that, come, there's something interesting about this. And especially how the guy was like happy, just showing different parts of the tiny house.
This is like we're talking 4 square meters.
Yeah.
Like you cannot take more than 5 steps, I think, in the entire house. It's just like 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you see everything. Like you've been everywhere. The living room, the bedroom, the kitchen, everything is just in that space.
Yeah, and so today's topic is really about something very simple but quite powerful. And we want to talk about how to like find joy in the smallest things, the simple things in life, right? And how we easily can move on from the big thing that we once looked forward to, and now we have achieved it and we are looking for the next big thing, right? So finding joy in smallest things. But let me ask you, Lola, what was your first thought when you saw that very tiny house, that skip house? Were you surprised? Were you I mean, was it interesting, fascinating to you?
It was very surprising that someone could live in such a tiny space. And that was why I was like, wow, this is very different. Like people forget that there are people living like this. So it was good to see. And that just makes one to really wonder about how privileged, right? Because so this guy was living in that place or in that space because he couldn't afford to get an apartment
Because he lives
because
he's in
it's too
London
expensive.
actually.
Yeah, it's in London. Everyone knows London is super expensive. The apartments are so expensive for just little space. And
Yes.
so he's like, if this whole city is this expensive and I cannot afford to get a bed or a room for myself that I can pay for, how about I use my creativity
Yeah.
to build something? I was happy to see it and I was grateful.
Yeah.
It was
Gratitude.
gratitude that I embraced, and also awe for his creativity, because that small space he was able to install water supply, electricity. These are things that we just take for granted.
Yeah.
He had his own small mobile toilet, and
Yes.
then for him to shower, he showers in the gym or at his workplace.
Yeah.
And this is someone that was narrating his experience so joyfully.
Yes.
And then I look at myself, or I look at my life, and I look at how privileged, of which I'm not even very privileged, like if I compare. So I guess in the end, when you realize that someone's ceiling is another person's floor, like, which is why you should not even compare, because someone will
Yeah.
always be better,
Yeah.
someone will always be worse.
Yeah.
But the point is that gratitude is important.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And watching it really made me think about how in life we overlook the small things in life. And that's because we're somehow focused on, the big things that are missing in our lives. So you look at the guy in that very small house, he was able to create his small kitchen. He had his bed, his like bedroom, he had to get like a
More
separate,
like a bed
like
space.
more like a bed space, not like a bedroom. And we look at ourselves and we're like, oh, now we moved into a new house, and a few months into staying in the house, you're like, "Ah, this kitchen is too small."
Mm-hmm.
This kitchen is too small. I mean, I can't wait for us to go to get into
Yeah.
a new space. But
So let me stop there and ask you: would you consider yourself a minimalist? And by minimalist, I don't mean white space, because that's also minimalism. Like less is more. But
mhm,
like minimalist in the sense that you are okay with having just enough. You know what I mean? Like
yes, I don't think I'm a minimalist. Why are you laughing?
no, not to know.
I don't think I'm a minimalist, and I don't think I see myself as someone who, I'm just okay with just enough.
Hmm.
However, I think I am someone who, in the words of Paul, know how to abase. I'm someone who knows how to abase and abound. And in every situation I find myself, I know how to be content.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be complacent, but to be content. So even if I don't have what I want now, it won't steal my joy. But that doesn't mean I will not strive to get that thing I want.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. So, but I don't consider myself as a minimalist. Yeah, if
You
I can,
like big things.
if I can get something big, I will go for it. But if it's something
Mm.
small that I have at the moment, I would accept it and be happy and be
But that's
joyful.
such a good balance to have. Like you can have your preference, right? There are people who are minimalist, like they only have, for example, 5 pairs of shirts and 3 pairs of jeans, and they are content. They're not poor. It's not like they cannot afford
Afford
to
it.
to buy more jeans, more tops, but they're just okay with having what they have, because they're like, this is the basic. Like at least I can mix and match. But what you said about being okay with having less is
Yes.
something a lot of people struggle with.
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Yes. Yes.
People who are not minimalist but don't know how to be minimal.
Yes.
Like when every opportunity that they have, they are, acquiring more stuff, acquiring more stuff, acquiring more stuff. And then when they don't have the money to acquire, then they start to feel
Less of themselves.
less of themselves, but also ungrateful. Like, I want
Um.
this, I want to have, this is the latest shoes, I want to have them, this is the latest AirPods, I want to get this, I want to get that, I want to get, but it's good to have that balance,
Yeah.
Like you can have
Con-
your preference, but in specific scenarios, it's okay to say, you know what, let me be content. I
yes.
can't get this now. And because I even have the money to get something does not mean I can afford to.
Yeah. No, what you're saying is true. And these are some of the values, and I would say it's a mindset to have. And I like calling these things like life hacks. So I have like a number of life hacks that I apply. And when I have the opportunity to speak to people, I share with them. And one of those life hacks we discussed sort of earlier is about gratitude. Like if you have a mindset of gratitude, you've hacked an important area of life. Then another mindset to have is the mindset of contentment. Because when you make up your mind that in whatever situation you find yourself, you'll be content, what that does to your psyche is it automatically helps you refocus your mind on progress rather than lack or deficits. Most people who don't know how to be content, the reason can be traced to their definition of their self-worth around what they possess than who they are. So if you think you are who you are based on what you have, then you are more inclined to wanting to have more to feel like you are someone of worth. But over time, I have just developed that mindset that even if I'm stripped naked, which I hope never to be, even if I lose all the money in my account, even if everything I have in this world is gone, what I have within me can reproduce all these things because that is what defines me. Even if I lose my job, I won't walk with my head bowed down in defeat. You most likely not even know that I'm jobless because I have found that my worth and my value is not in what I have, but in who I am, who I have developed within myself. And so, because of that, I know how to be content. So, whatever I have today, it's okay. I can have more tomorrow. And the truth is that I can even have less, but I have to find joy in the very little things like we're talking about today.
In fact, what you were talking about is going into another important discussion around identity and how people get their identity or what people use to define who they are, But I guess that's a conversation for another day. Nonetheless, contentment and knowing that what you have does not define you, but who you are in your core.
Yeah,
We can talk about
that's
identity
like
another
a
day.
different subject entirely.
So we stay on
But coming
topic.
back to the this guy with the skip house and looking at how he sort of made that very little space his home, and you could see the joy he was exuding while recording the video. Do you think that we've become too used to comfort to the point where now gratitude feels like an effort?
What I can say is that it definitely requires one to be conscious of gratitude. It's very easy to get carried away with your lifestyle, how comfortable it is, how you already have the basic things, forgetting that what you have now was probably a prayer point 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years ago. Now you have that, but you're aspiring for the next thing already. And so, because there is this aspiration towards something that is in the future yet to be accomplished, there is this tendency to forget. And so, that's why I think that gratitude must be consciously strived towards.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there
Yes.
are people who encourage that every single day, everyone takes some time to write down
Yeah.
3 things
You're grateful.
that they are grateful for.
Yeah.
I think this consciousness of being grateful for little things, it could be big things, but there are also little things that, for example, I remember, was it 3 weeks ago or so, that I woke up and my right hand was swollen, and I realized that I couldn't really bend
Yeah, make a
like I
fist.
couldn't make a fist, my palm.
Yeah.
and then I prayed, and like after 2 days it went down. I didn't have to take any medication, I didn't have to go to the doctor, or I just did not do anything besides pray
Yeah.
and just be conscious of it, that okay, I shouldn't overwork it, right? So it was so easy to forget that days ago I had this pain.
Hmm.
But that consciousness that, wait, a few days ago, this was hurtful and now it's no more. So I really like the idea of having a gratitude list every single day,
Yeah.
because you tend to forget and move on so
Quickly.
quickly.
Yeah, we move on
Yes.
quickly.
So to answer your question and bring it back to the point, I do think that it's very easy to get too comfortable with your current life and too futuristic with what you're
Yes.
aspiring for, that you forget to take a step back and just
I'm
appreciate
grateful.
what you have.
Yes, yes. No, what you're saying is so true. I'll give you a story. I think about a month or two ago, I had this flu. Normally, when I have flu, it comes and then, or cold. When I have cold, it comes and it goes, right? 2 days, 3 days, I'm good. This one, first week, and then what was even the toughest part of it was everything got better after like a week or two, but then my nose was constantly stuffed, so I couldn't breathe. And I mean, if you've experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. You can't sleep. And so I couldn't sleep for like 3 days. And I remember thinking that, so just this nose, these two small nostrils like this is what is affecting me. Like I had to take day off from work. I mean, I was having a headache and everything. And it just made me think about how maybe out of 300 or 365 days, I don't have stuffed nose for 360 days or 350 days. And I just take it for granted. And just those 5 days when my nose is like stuffed, I'm like, God, what's this? I can't sleep. And it just made me realize that, we really need to think about it and be thankful for everything, for the fact that we can go to the toilet unaided, right? You don't need any help. You wake up in the morning and you can stand up from your bed without any help. That's something to be thankful for.
Mhm.
You have the thoughts in your mind that you want to say and you can say it.
Mm.
That's something to be thankful for. You're trying to remember what you did yesterday and you can remember it. That's something to be grateful for. You can move your hand. I remember when I had this toothache, just one small tooth, it destabilized my whole body.
Mm.
you know and so gratitude is really about paying attention to the things that are present in our lives.
The little things,
Yes.
mostly, most times, it's
and
the
not
little things that we forget.
and not what is missing, because we somehow we're just our mind and our brain has just been somehow configured to always pay attention to what is missing, what we are lacking. And there's so much present that we don't pay attention to. And there's a saying that joy grows when attention is paid to the present. So if you pay attention to the present and you look for things that you have and that you are in, you would find something to be grateful for, and then you experience even more joy. So gratitude is definitely the attitude that we all must adopt.
Speaking of joy, very quickly, tell me 5 random things that bring you joy.
5 random things that bring me joy.
Don't think too much, just
Yeah, okay, just sharp,
snap it.
sharp, sharp, sharp. Seeing you happy,
Aww.
but genuinely, yeah, you know that, anyways.
Yeah, it's always like when you're happy, I'm happy. Like, and there's a way I smile that he knows that I'm very happy. Anyway, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so okay, I should continue.
Yes, 5 things.
Okay, so seeing you happy, having a nice meal,
Duh, why did you take that one from me?
good, yeah, having a nice meal gives me joy. Music gives me joy, like playing the keyboard, the piano, and singing, worshiping. That gives me joy. What gives me joy also? Speaking to family, my parents, yeah, siblings, brother-in-law, everyone. What more? What gives me joy? Yeah. How many have I said? Four?
4, you said 4.
Okay, I'm sure there's more, but just because I'm right now on the spot, I would say, yeah, achieving some my goals, or doing something that, like, I planned that I want to do and I eventually do it, it gives me joy. Yeah.
Okay.
So yours, you have time to think. So,
No,
anyways,
well, but
all
you
right.
already said two of
Okay.
mine
Yeah,
anyway.
first.
But like for me, when I see a child smile,
A child smile. Okay.
yeah, like
One,
that brings joy to my heart.
two.
When I eat, when I taste something that is so good, like I love eating good food. So when I taste the food, like you see me nodding my head because I'm like, ah,
Mm-hmm.
this one,
Mm-hmm.
it enter.
Yeah.
When I look at memories that we've made, like I like looking at past pictures,
Yeah, yeah, you
and
do. You do.
when I like, I don't think there's any day that I don't check old pictures from years ago and whatnot. Like looking at the past and seeing how far we've come, brings me so much joy.
Nice, nice.
I also derive joy from journaling. Like if I can just write my thoughts down and read them. And to be honest, like I used to write a lot. Now I write like maybe every 2 weeks. Yeah, very sporadically. But like I also like to go back to things I've written. And when I see that, oh, I was in this season before, now I'm out, like it brings joy into my life. And of course, like when I have great conversations, whether it's
Nice.
with you or with family, with friends, like
Yeah.
conversations that uplift my spirit, that is
Yes.
such a joyful and priceless moment. Yeah.
Nice.
But it's funny how the things that bring us joy are not material things.
And that
Like
they're not stuff.
it's not fun, it's not,
Of course, you're happy when you have those things,
yeah.
and to be honest, like my answers I give, and I know your answers are very genuine. It's not like we planned it. So these are genuine answers that we give, and
On the top, like
yeah,
just
just
off the
right
top of our
right
heads,
here,
yes.
and that is the truth about life. If we really look at it, the things that really give us joy are not the grand things, are not the big stuff, are not.
One thing that also gives me joy, which is super random, like
Yes.
when I clean
Oh
when I
yes.
clean the
And then you take
house,
videos,
when I lay the bed,
and it's
like when
looking all
everything is
nice,
picture perfect, the house is sparkling clean. Like
prima,
I love
prim
clean
and proper.
spaces, everything in its space. Oh, that's such a joyful moment for me. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's bring today's conversation to a wrap by maybe having a small reflection on the subject of today, using the example of the skip house, and just look at it as a metaphor. Like let's look at it like everyone has a skip house, and your skip house can be, the skip house that we're talking about. Don't forget, it was made from a waste disposal container, right? That's something that nobody pays attention to it. It's like useless. It's that's what people will say
Actually, it's used for
for
storing
waste.
trash.
Yeah, for trash. Yeah. Okay. So like trash is it's trash.
They recycle trash.
Yeah.
So
But so you wouldn't really put so much value on trash. So what is it in your life? Now I'm speaking to our listeners and also to me and to Lola that is seemingly of not so much value, but can be converted into something valuable. Tapping into the power of creativity you talked about is something that we can reflect on. What do I have, or what is around me that I can convert into something of value?
that's a very introspective question that requires deep thinking, but it's such a very important question because for me, I'm thinking value plus business
Yes.
plus profit,
Yes.
right? So, what is the thing that I have? What is that thing that I know is just there? Maybe for me, it's like a skill set that's there's it's just okay. Like maybe, for example, this is my rap. Let's use the rap.
Yeah.
So you guys heard my rap in the beginning. How can I use my rap?
To wrap things up.
No, not rap. No, not wrap things up. How can I use my rap to add value? How can I use my rap to rap about things that are wholesome, things that are meaningful? That's an example, and yeah,
That's worth thinking
that's worth
about.
thinking about. I don't have an answer.
No, the goal is not for an
I
answer
don't
right
I
now,
don't have an answer yet, but
but it's for us to
it's
think about.
yes,
What?
like creativity is something that we all should develop, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
And
all
then
should. How can someone even be creative?
that's like a different conversation. We definitely cannot get into it today.
Because it's one of the skills that are required, one of the skills required for this generation, especially with the technological advancement that we have, and even ChatGPT, for example,
Yeah.
Gemini and all those things. For my friend, I don't know if, yeah, anyway, I will say it. I can give just a, should I say, skeletal explanation. She told me how she used AI to generate images that she's now monetizing.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's, and it was just coming from the idea of, how can I generate income, passive income, And so there is even so much more we can do now with these AI tools, but then it's creativity that will help us even stand out and take it further, because these AI tools only work with input, what they have been given,
Yeah.
but they don't generate new novel ideas.
Ideas.
And that's where we humans come in.
Yep.
So I really want to be more creative.
You want to have me? You're thinking about that during the podcast. The second thing I want us to also reflect about from today's episode is for us to think about, or maybe not think about it, but to actively find joy in something. Find joy in something. So just
Is it like a hobby, or
no,
what do
no,
you mean?
just like every day,
Oh, okay, that's what you
find
mean.
joy.
Uh-huh.
Right, find joy. So it's, don't expect joy to come to you, but find it. Look for it and get a hold of joy. So it would be nice for everyone who is listening to us to leave a comment and tell us something that you're joyful about. What gives you joy? Myself and already we mentioned 5 things. Would really love to hear from you. What, it could be one, it could be two, it could be three. What gives you joy? And we would see your comments and would respond to it. And this episode is too interesting. We don't want to end, but we have to come to an end. Thank you for listening.
All right, people. See you in the next one. Don't forget to like our podcast, give it a thumbs up, rate it, share it,
Share,
love on it, comment on it.
share.
Do all those things. And thank you so much for being a part of the journey. Toodles.
Write it. Choose.